What's happening, everyone? Welcome to episode number 6 of the Sky Blue Diaries, the web series exclusive to the Coventry United Matchday YouTube channel, where we attempt to win the Premier League title with Coventry City within 5 seasons on FIFA 17 career mode. My name is Liam Cook. I am your host and your guide throughout this footballing journey, and we're already into the month of March as we attempt to get out of League One at the first attempt. Despite a neat unbeaten run in February, automatic promotion still looks to be out of the question. So our job for March is to establish ourselves as playoff contenders and try to seal third place in the league to give us a, quote, easier fixture in the playoffs. So what can we expect from this episode? Let's take a look at the table first of all. Coventry currently sit in 5th, 4 points clear of 7th placed Walsall, so we cannot afford any slip-ups. Unless Milton Keynes Dons or Chesterfield suffer a series of poor results, we won't be challenging the top 2. Over to the matches we'll be playing in this episode. We begin with a home tie against Fleetwood. We absolutely thrashed this team in a previous episode, and with Adam Armstrong up front, I'm expecting a big scoreline here too. Up next, it's our bogey team, Oldham Athletic. I've never seemed to do well against Oldham. Let's hope we can bag 3 points here. Our first away game of the month is at the Kassam Stadium, where we'll be facing Oxford. From there, we head back to the Rico for Wimbledon's visit. The worst away stand in League One awaits the Sky Blue Army at Gillingham, and we end the month at home to Millwall. So, here we go. The first match of episode 6 sees us take on Fleetwood Town at the Rico Arena. The visitors are down in 19th place, so on paper it should be an easy win. Goals galore last time at Highbury. Will we be in for another goal fest? It's the Cod Army versus the Sky Blue Army. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Usual suspects in there with Charles Cook in goal. The defence stays the same with Sterry, Willis, Turnbull and Page. McCann partners Maitland-Niles in the centre, either side of Jones and Ojo. Up front, Sordell and Armstrong look to continue their good form. We skip to 15 minutes in, free kick to Fleetwood on the right side of the box, swung in by Wolford, Cook punches clear, Easton picks up the pieces, lays it off to Conor McLaughlin, who lets fly from long range, an unstoppable drive from the fullback, truly wonderful, no stopping that, and City fall behind at home. But we can't let Fleetwood have all the fun, can we? Less than 10 minutes later, the equaliser arrives. McCann finds Donnelly in the box. The striker turns in the gap in the defence, and a nice finish from the ex-Gillingham man. 1-1 after 23 minutes. As we head towards half-time, Donnelly darts into the box and is tripped by Esom, who of course set up McLaughlin's goal earlier in the match. This time he proves he can provide goals at both ends of the pitch, as if we need to ask who is taking the penalty. Adam Armstrong has been unstoppable since his return from Newcastle, and he will not be denied as we take the lead at the Rico Arena. Neil went the right way, but he couldn't get his hands on it. 2-1 to City. 10 minutes from the end, our slender lead is still intact. Donnelly plays in Jones with a lovely through ball, and the winger does the rest. Low strike in off the far post. Couldn't have placed it any better. The 3 points sealed with the third goal. Just 2 minutes later, Edgar Johnson gets caught with his pants between his legs. We snatch the ball away. Donnelly races to the net, lays it off, and Armstrong reacquaints the ball with the net. 4-1 the final score. Rory Donnelly with a hand in all 4 of City's strikes. A second home game now for Coventry, and it's against a side I really don't have a very good record against. In all the years I've been playing FIFA, I've only managed to beat Oldham with Coventry City, I believe twice, in around 15, 16 attempts. Not a great record at all, and our chances are not helped by a youthful side for the Sky Blues. A lot of regular first teamers low on energy after the Fleetwood game, so the likes of Ivor Lawton, Ryan Haynes and George Thomas come into the fray. After a long and frustrating match, Billy McKay puts a through ball right into a gap in the defence. Darius Osei picks it up, fires it straight past Reece Charles Cook and gives Oldham all 3 points, which is a handful of minutes to go. In all fairness, I was expecting this. We hadn't played well all game. We had about 2 shots. Our defence looked fragile throughout. No complaints about losing this one. Just really disappointed with the performance. The Kazam Stadium is our next destination, and our players have an added incentive to keep their shots below the crossbar in this one, as if they blast it over the woodwork, chances are they'll take out a window in the team coach, what with Oxford only having 3 stands and all. The first team regulars are back, so we expect a good match here. Rory Donnelly proved crucial in his last start for City, and he's already got himself in on the action, playing a nice through ball to Chris McCann, the midfielder, side-foots it past the keeper into the net to give Coventry an early lead at the Kazam Stadium. Cool as a cucumber. But 8 minutes later, we're caught out by a long-range free kick from ex-City midfielder Chris Maguire, and Joe Scars leaps with the rest, and his header lobs Charles Cook, dipping below the crossbar and into the net. The lead didn't last long, a goal out of nothing really, a sensational long ball from Maguire, cracking header from Scars, but what was the keeper doing all the way out there? Maitland-Niles strides through the midfield, sees Armstrong to his left, the young striker sprints into the box, dodges the challenge from Ribeiro, shields the ball from Dunkley, and releases a wicked strike from just inside the penalty area. Super Adam Armstrong strikes again. He just cannot stop scoring. That's his 10th goal in the league already this season. He only joined us in January. Into the second half, cross put in from the right, headed out of the box, falls to Maitland-Niles. Now Armstrong, tug on the arm from Lundstrom, and the ex-Everton youngster gives away a penalty, gifting Armstrong the chance to score his second of the match. The Geordie striker makes no mistake from the spot. You can always rely on Armstrong from 12 yards. The Sky Blues lead by 3-1. But just as we start to look comfortable, a darting run from Wes Thomas gives Liam Sercombe the chance to put Oxford back in the game. 3-2 with 15 minutes to go. It's going to be a tense finish. And Oxford look to have snatched a point late on. Thomas this time the scorer from close range. A 2-goal lead gone. Just like that. It's sloppy defending. It's probably cost us some much needed points. But as we head into the final seconds of injury time, we've got one last chance. Price plays forward to Maitland-Niles. Midfielder sees Spence in space. Plenty of time to hit one, and he hits it well. With the last attack of the match, we've snatched all 3 points. What a time to score your first ever senior goal, and boy oh boy did we have to work hard for it. But a late strike from this young left winger has saved our bacon. Oxford may be the best university in the country, but we've just thrown the book at them. Whew, I'll tell you what, I've got to catch my breath after that one. A nice calm game with 3 points at the end would do us just nicely here at home to Wimbledon. 3 changes from the usual starting 11. Lewis Page will be out for 3 weeks with an injury, so Ryan Haynes comes in at left back. Carl Spence starts after his last minute heroics at Oxford, with Shea Ojo dropping to the bench, and Jamie Serry is also dropped, with Jordan Willis switching to right back. Harries comes into the centre. Wimbledon currently sit in 23rd place in League One and seem pretty likely to return to League Two after just 12 bumps. But relegation fodder or not, the Wombles won't be easy to topple. Although we do take the lead 10 minutes in, Jody Jones's cross, Marvin Sordale's header, textbook from the Sky Blues. Sordale has been put in the shade in recent weeks, with Armstrong taking the plaudits and the goals, but a simple header beats Shea in goal. The lead won't last long, however, they never do. Lai Taylor, who very nearly moved to Coventry a few years ago, plays it forward to Dominic Polion. Harry's caught napping there, and the striker holds off the young centre-back, cuts in, dodging Harry's again, and a powerful strike past Charles Cook to level the scores. As half-time approaches, Ainsley Maitland-Niles is brought down on the right side of the box by Darius Charles. The defender receives a yellow card for his troubles, and 5 minutes before the break, Adam Armstrong does what he does best, finds the net. Shea rooted to the centre of the net, and control of the game returns to us. But there's still time to extend the lead before the break. Armstrong lays it off to Sordell, still with plenty of work to do. Sordell rounds Fuller and fires it towards the net. Shea gets a hand on it, but he was never going to keep that one out. 3-1 at half-time. Sordell has been given plenty of chances to seal his hat-trick. Wimbledon just don't seem to have an answer to us right now, but Sordell's finishing has let him down. That is until the 83rd minute, when Sordell holds off 3 defenders long enough to try his luck one more time. 3rd goal of the game for Sordell, 4th of the game for City. A job well done, and a hat-trick for Marvin Sordell. Priestfield, not only the home to Gillingham Football Club, but this is where you can find the worst away stand in the league, maybe even the entire country. Every time I've stood in the away end at Priestfield, I'm fearing for my life. It's literally just scaffolding and seats. Let's hope our game will be built on stronger foundations today as we look to build on 2 consecutive big wins. One change to the lineup as Kean Harries makes way for Jamie Sterry. Willis comes back into the centre of defence. First goal of the game, Chris McCann has proved deadly in front of goal this season. He plays a nice 1-2 with Armstrong, and the midfielder displays accuracy that the young Geordie would be proud of as Coventry take the lead 20 minutes in. But as the clock ticks on, Gillingham are looking for an equaliser. Long range free kick punted into the box. Charles Cook just able to get his fist to it. Ball put back in. Multiple men trying to get on the end of it, and eventually, look who gets the crucial strike away. Cody McDonald. It's always the way, isn't it? Former players score against their former clubs, and the ex-Sky Blues frontman with a close range strike to rob us of the win. Millwall at home to round off March, and sadly this match was far from a classic. A much changed side ahead of the Checker Trade Trophy final coming up in the next episode, and it may well have cost us a possible win as we approach the end of the game. O'Brien tries his luck, great save by Reece Charles Cook, clearance blocked. Onyedinma looks to get the cross in, it's blocked by a defender, but Spence gives it straight back to Millwall, and look at this, an absolute screamer from Najim Abdu, an unstoppable strike. It hurts to concede late on, of course, especially when you lose a precious point at this stage of the season, but if you're going to lose it late, it may as well be to a strike like that. Disappointment for Coventry, of course, but Wembley awaits in the next couple of days.
The last kick of the match.
Well, it's great for the strike.
So that will do us for episode number 6 of the Sky Blue Diaries. Check back in a couple of days as we reacquaint ourselves with an old friend. We'll be marching down Wembley Way in episode 7 as we take on Port Vale in the final of the Checker Trade Trophy. Until then, don't forget to hit that like button below the video if you've enjoyed it. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to Coventry United Matchday on YouTube for more exclusive footballing content, including exclusive coverage of Coventry United fixtures, and of course you can follow me on Twitter at @TheRealLiamCook. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you next time as hopefully we'll be writing a historic chapter of the Sky Blue Diaries.